Hey friends, Melinda here. We are going to be doing a gratitude mandala today. So really low-key, not stressful, just a nice way to kind of pause on your Saturday morning and just take a moment to appreciate whatever it is that you would like to appreciate today. Great. So let's take a little bit of movement before we start doing anything. So before I sit down and draw, this is always a great idea, or write, or anything. And you can do this at any point. So we'll just do a few stretches together. I'm going to tilt the camera down a little bit and step back just a little bit so you can see me a little better. And let's just begin by grounding down. Plant your feet firmly on the floor. So if you're sitting, go ahead and stand up. Little micro bend in your knees, fingertips stretch towards the floor. Draw your eyes closed if that feels comfortable. Take a few rounds of cleansing breath. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. One more nice full breath like that. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest expand. Exhale, sigh it out. Let your shoulders roll down your back, away from your ears. Notice how your feet are really grounded and rooted into the floor beneath you. And as we move into our practice today, we'll be focusing on gratitude, not just in honor of Thanksgiving, but building a gratitude practice as part of your daily life is so therapeutic and cleansing and really can help reset your mindset, take you out of a negative space, help take you out of depression, take you out of anxiety. Gently blink your eyes open. Inhale, arms lift overhead, stretch up. Exhale, release them down really slowly as if you're just pushing something away from you. We'll do a few rounds like this. Hands can meet back at heart center. Fingertips release. Inhale, arms lift, gaze lifts. Really stretch up to the sky. Exhale, release slowly, palms pushing away from you as if you're going through mud. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, palms press. Let's do one forward fold. Inhale, arms lift overhead. Exhale, fold it all the way down, hinging from your hips. Fingertips can rest on your shins or the ground. Inhale, root down, rise all the way up, arms overhead. And this time, braceleting your left wrist with your right hand. Ground down through your left foot. Stretch really long through the left side of your body and take a little arch over to the right. Just draw your gaze down. Inhale, spin your gaze up. Roll your left shoulder blade back. Inhale to center. Switch your grip. Ground down through your right foot. Lengthen through your right side body at first. You can draw your gaze down, and I like to use my hand to kind of just give a nice little pull on my wrist, create a little traction. Inhale, spin your chest towards the sky to the right. Roll your right shoulder blade open. Inhale, come back through center. Now interlacing your hands, place them behind your head with your thumbs supporting the base of your skull. Little bend in your knees. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades towards one another, elbows pressed back, lift your heart slightly. Draw your tailbone down to protect your low back and really open up through the collarbones, the chest. And then draw your gaze over to the right slowly, keeping your head supported. Back through center and over to the left. Inhale to center, lift your heart a little more. Exhale, release your hands. A few shoulder rolls. And you can take a little twist side to side. I always like to do this. I like to come up to the ball of my foot as I twist. Just release your spine. And slowly come back to center. And let's go ahead and take a comfortable seat. And since we're doing gratitude mandalas today, I think it's appropriate that we do a little gratitude journaling to start before we start our actual writing. So if you would like to get just a piece of paper or your journal and a pen, have that nearby. That will be ready for you after we do our meditation. Pardon me, just one moment. Let's begin with a few minutes of just slowing down. Now we've got our chest open, we're feeling a little more awake. Let's ground down. So if you're sitting in a chair, try and place your feet under your knees, spine straight. Let your eyes come to a close if that's comfortable for you. And begin to breathe. Just let any stress that you might have experienced over the past couple days, especially if you went shopping yesterday, just begin to let go a little bit of any tension you might be holding on to. Let your feet feel really grounded and rooted below you. Just beginning to focus on your breath. No judgment, just notice how you're feeling in this moment. Allow your thoughts to not take hold of you, but let them flow in, let them flow out. Think about becoming the observer of your thoughts. Drawing your awareness to your heart center, the very center of your being. Coming into the present moment, setting aside anything that may have been pulling your thoughts away. Noticing once again the quality of your breath and offering a little gratitude for your breath and this life force that sustains you and allows us to even be in this moment. Draw in some gratitude into your heart for yourself, your being, your body, for all that you are. If it feels comfortable, maybe you'd like to place a hand on your heart, left hand on heart, right hand on top. Just becoming connected to your heart center. I invite you to repeat this to yourself quietly. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free from all suffering. May I be at peace. Now drawing into your mind the friends, the family, the people around you that you love so dearly. Quietly repeat, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from suffering. May you be at peace. Now drawing your awareness to maybe someone that you don't know very well. It could be a casual acquaintance. Just pick somebody and draw that person into your mind. And silently repeat, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from all suffering. May you be at peace. Now drawing someone into your mind that you don't care for, someone maybe you can't even stand. Picture that person and silently repeat to yourself, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free from all suffering, may you be at peace. And imagine all beings, all creatures on this planet. Imagine how they work together and the relationships that we have with every being. Silently repeat to yourself, may all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be at peace. With your pen and paper nearby, before you open your eyes, I invite you to think of all the things that you're grateful for in your life. And it's your health, your breath, your body, friends, family, pets, the bounty around us, the abundance, whatever it is that you feel so grateful for. Begin to draw these things into your mind. Releasing your palms to your lap, gently blink your eyes open. You've got your pen and paper nearby. I invite you just to jot down whatever it is that's coming up for you right now. So what are you grateful for? They can be as specific as you like. Maybe it's the color of the grass is still green. It can be very specific. Just anything that's coming up for you, and just begin to make a list. And we'll spend just a few minutes here writing. And if you don't have your pen and paper, go ahead and grab it. I'm going to write, I am grateful for at the top of mine. ... And then just start making a list. And maybe you'll have some specific ones, and maybe you'll just have some general ones. It can be words or phrases. They don't have to be super detailed. So. I don't want to keep talking, but just keep writing for as long as you like. And we want to get a list of maybe, I don't know how many I have on here. We can always add to it, but 15 or 20, somewhere around there. You can make this whatever you want it to be. So if you only have 10, that's fine. You can just write names. You can write my kids, whatever. Okay, we'll just spend one more minute. All right, go ahead and finish up whichever one you're working on, and you can come back to this, or if you want to keep writing. I'm going to keep moving, but this is something I do every day, and I just write down like 3 things as part of my gratitude practice. And it really helps me ground myself every single day. So I do my morning yoga, meditation, and then I'll write down in my journal some thoughts. But I end my journal, or start it sometimes, but with a simple gratitude practice of 3 things that I'm grateful for that day. All right. So set your list aside, and we're going to get to the art part. So you want to grab a piece of paper, and you're going to need something circular. So either a compass, if you happen to have a compass, a couple round things to trace. So it can be, you're going to want to have two circle sizes. So it could be your tape and like a lid or a bottle. So you don't have, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just to get the general shape of it. I did this one. I think I used those two items. So the outside edge, which I erased, and it's not perfect, and it's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be just to pause and just a moment of gratitude. And, you know, maybe this gets hung up on my my vision board in my office or bulletin board or fridge or whatever you have, and just to remind yourself of gratitude every single day. And didn't even explain what a mandala was. A mandala is a circle, and it represents the universe. And the meaning of mandala, and I'm going to have to look because I forget the exact description here. Let's see, I'm reading this from a website. It's a blog post called indiemode.com. But the meaning of the word mandala, and that's the other thing, the pronunciation, in Sanskrit is circle. There you go. It's a spiritual and ritual symbol in Hinduism and Buddhism representing the universe. The circular designs symbolize the idea that life is never ending and everything is connected. The mandala also represents spiritual journey within the individual viewer. So really you can make it whatever you want. And they can be really fancy ones if you want to do the very geometric thing. And I was actually thinking that would be a really fun workshop to do, which would probably take a couple hours. So we are going to keep it simple today. And I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera. And grab your circles, and since I have kind of already started mine here, I'm going to let you guys get your tools. But go ahead and trace one circle as your outside, whatever that is. And your paper, I have a pretty small paper here, so yours is probably significantly bigger. Or if you have a compass on hand, go ahead and draw that circle, mark your little center point. And it might be sort of an eyeballing guess. So like I said, they're not perfect. That's okay if they're not perfect. And then you're going to want to put a small circle in the middle. And the small circle will just be our little I am grateful for. And then the larger circle is where we'll build out. And I like to start also with this little, like, you see I have this little plus sign here. So that's my best guess on the center of my circle. At least it was for this one. I had one here. And that will help us when we're drawing our lines. And you need a straight edge as well for the next step. If you want to get real fancy with the protractor, you can do that. So go ahead, draw your circles. And I like to use pencil because I will probably erase them later, but if you only have pens on hand, you can make this as colorful or as plain as you like today. Your choice. And then once you get your circles drawn, we're going to start to divide up our circle. So the easiest thing is if you happen to have a protractor. Oh, mine I can't draw inside of it. My paper is too small. We're going to do it the makeshift way. I do have this lovely right angle. So I'm going to place my right angle to divide it up into fours. And we're just going to start dividing. And if you're not really sure, doesn't matter. Just grab a ruler and make it the best you can. And use pencil for this part because we will be erasing these pencil lines eventually. Oops. So I'm just going to draw. Oops. It should probably come all the way across. Draw from the center of my circle there, and then here, just to make sure my right angle is correct, I'm going to line it up that way, and then I'll extend it all the way through. If you're doing these for real, you need like a good protractor and all that good stuff. So there's lots of fancy things to do for the real ones. It's very mathematical when you do the real ones. All that good stuff. So I'm sorry. There's lots of fancy things. All right. So anyways, we're going to start dividing this up, and this is where I am just going to eyeball it. So I'm going to start dividing this arc in half. Okay, so you can just, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. And you can kind of line it up over here and say, all right, what's about half? And I'm going to cut this, or draw this line to cut the arc in half all the way across. All right, and then I'm a little off center. It's totally fine. And then do the same thing here. more or less want it to go through the center point. My other one got off a little bit. All right, divide that up. Looks pretty good. I might fix this one because it's bothering me. Not going through the middle. There we go. And you can always erase anything that's messed up. And then we're going to divide them, each of these sections, one more time. So I'm going to start over here, eyeball it here. And then draw this all the way across through the center of my circle. And then I'll move to the next one. Oops, as I slide over. Sharp pencil really helps. That would have been a good thing to do before I started. All right, we're going to keep going. And I'm just going to make a few more marks, a couple left. And draw them through the center, out the other side. And we should have this lovely wheel when we're done. All right, so it should be divided up. Kind of looks like a sun. I'm going to make this line longer. I kind of like how it looks. So these, who knows, maybe these lines will stay and I'll draw back over them in pen, but totally up to you. All right, and then I'm going to get, you can keep your pencil in hand if you're worried about messing it up, but I'm going to go ahead and erase these center lines so I can write my I am grateful for in the middle. And then if you want, on this one I had actually made a second circle just to, I go through here to put a little design in here. So if you'd like to add a little design, you can do whatever you want. I'll go ahead and draw a little circle in here. Not necessary at all. I'm just going to mark that out for later. Okay. And then keep erasing these to get these out of the way. And then when it's all done, you'll just take the eraser on top. So if you're doing everything in pencil, it's going to be a little harder. It's good to have some pens, especially if like gel pens or something kind of fun nearby. And I erase that by accident. There we go. All right, so I'm going to start writing in the middle. And I have some fun pens. I don't know if I'm going to just write I am grateful for. And you can make them block. You can just draw them in normally. And the beauty of this is like, it doesn't really matter. So you might have really pretty handwriting and just write that. In fact, I think I would rather write in pretty handwriting. I'm not digging my blocks, letters. So whatever you want it to be, I'm going to write I. Can't talk and write apparently. Lovely. All right, so I'm going to go cursive, and then I'm going to grab one of my pens, and just whatever you have is fine. I like to use these. These are Sakura pigment pens, so I can paint on top. Not necessary. Maybe you have some really cool gel pens. That would be great for this activity. And then I'm going to go ahead and write my middle bubble. Oh, this one's going to be hard to do. Okay. Okay. Made that really bold. All right, so after you write your I am grateful for in the middle, we're just going to start writing on these lines from our journal. So grab your paper, and you can make this as colorful as you'd like. So perhaps you want to use rainbow colored pens. You can make the words colored. If you have pigment pens, you can paint over it. If you have colored pencils, you can use those as your background afterwards. So whatever you want to do here, totally your choice, but just begin to write some of the things you wrote down. So it can be a word, a phrase. You can change as you like, you know, as you go along. But I'm gonna start mine. So you make yours whatever you want, and you can just use one word. I'm gonna grab my pens for this. Get rid of the pencil. Or if you'd like to write some things underneath and write a couple phrases, totally your choice. And I'm just going to start writing my words here. And these can be things just for you. They can be for people in your life. They can be names. You can make this as simple or as profound as you like. Let's see. And we're going to fill up this whole wheel. So if you didn't write down everything that you need, add on as you go. And it's okay if it goes outside your wheel, like mine is. Because there's really no rules about what we're doing right now. All right, and then a couple more. We'll finish up. And let's see. All right. And you can keep writing as long as you'd like to. And if you'd like to add words underneath, I think in this one I did, but I kind of like it a little more basic, so whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to grab a smaller pen. And if you chose to do the second circle, you can start filling in your design. And you can make this whatever you want. It can be the same all the way around. It can be totally, different. There's really no rules. I'm just going to kind of start making some lines. Oh, that pen is really small. I have different size pens, which are amazing, but just know that it's always good to experiment. If you have colorful pens, maybe that's what you would want to do, is start playing with the color. And you can make these designs elaborate, simple. And we're going to use the rest of this time really to do whatever it is you would like to color out and decorate your mandala. In traditional mandalas, this is all divided up, and then you're filling everything with different symbols, and it's very symmetrical, and they're very beautiful. Like, there's some amazing mandala artists. Traditionally, monks would destroy, like Buddhist monks would make these and then destroy them to just kind of symbolize how life is not permanent, and it's meant to be more of a meditation, literally, instead of a, what's the word? Instead of an art practice. That's what I wanted to say. Drawing and talking can be really difficult. Drawing itself is sort of a meditation. So you could do circles here. I'm literally doing simple like zigzag lines, and maybe I'll fill it in with some color later. You had some really pretty gel pens. I wish I had some. I need to get some new pens. You know, you could make this like one color for these lines and then go back in and fill them in with other colors. And it's okay if it's not symmetrical and it's going to move around on you, and you know, it's meant to be imperfect. And really the point of making these is, one, to tap into our creative side a little bit today, but also just to experience how doing something as simple as this can be like a meditation and really help ground us. So when your brain is going 100 miles an hour in those moments, doing a pause of meditation or breathwork practice and even doodling, amazing. It doesn't have to be anything that you even care about, like not a work of art, and you don't have to say, oh, I'm not an artist, I can't draw. Anyone can do this. All right, so you can keep filling out your design. I'm just going to put some dots and just, I don't know, informal, right? And it's okay if it's not totally symmetrical. I think I went off on my count there with my sections, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to make it look kind of cute and put some polka dots on it. And then it's up to you for what you want to do with the rest of this. So much freedom, right? So if you have some colored pencils nearby or markers, you can add as many concentric circles as you like if you have a compass, and do designs in between your words. You might just want to put some paint behind your words and paint it in, or colored pencil lightly over what you've done. And we've got about 10 more minutes here. And of course you can stay as long as you're able to and do this however you like. I'm going to pause and get my paints out and just take a minute and put some color onto this. And the beauty of these pens is I can also draw over my paint. So if you ever want to get some micron pens, there's Pitt pens, I think Sakura, I don't know if Sakura makes these or someone else, but they have a brand of pens. So there's several different inks. They're called pigment inks. And that is what you want to get if you're combining with watercolor. All right, I'm going to put a paper towel under here, and let's do a little bit of painting. Pardon me while I grab some stuff. I have so many things on my table from all of our activities that we were doing. And I'm just going to get a, I don't know, not a very large brush, and just start playing around. So no rules to what you need to do. And I always like to use rainbow colors, just so many reasons. But one, they're beautiful, and who doesn't love a rainbow? Two, they represent the chakra system. In yoga, it's all about balancing the body, and it's literally a system in our subtle bodies that are responsible for different sections, and it correlates to nerves in our body. So it's a very interesting thing I'm not going to get into too heavily right now. All right, so I'm just going to grab a color and go and see how it turns out. And I invite you to do the same. So it can be so simple. Maybe I just do like a little sunshine ray. And maybe I want them to blend towards one another. The thing is, I don't know if these are going to turn out. Oh, I should have counted how many to do, right? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to divide this in half. I'm just going to make this a really simple one. All right. And just do a little painting. And we'll see how far we get. Oh, and I totally forgot to erase my pencil lines. Well, that's okay. I'm going to leave them. If you're painting or doing anything like that, you can erase your pencil lines. And I'm just going to let these blend together. So, whatever you're feeling today, just play around with it. Doesn't have to be so, I don't know. Not every time we get out paints does it have to be a work of art. I always like to just play with colors and nothing else. Just to get a feel for, you know, what feels right for me. And this maybe can run off the edge. It doesn't have to. We're going to see how this ends up. This might not work at all. I should have counted out my colors first, huh? It's okay. You know, this process of painting is, or coloring, so fun. Like, we never do it as adults. I shouldn't say never, but there's, you know, it's rare for most people, even people that are artists. I don't get out my paints nearly as much as I should. I do it more now because I'm teaching this online classes than I've done in years. That's really, like, why don't I do this more? It's so therapeutic. It's kind of hard to reach across here. All right. I'm just going to keep building this out. And I would love to see what people make. If you want to send it to me or post it in the Facebook page or our private group, I would love to see what you guys do. You can always email me. If you want to receive my emails, I would love for you to sign up for our mailing list. And they're more informational than like, I'm not going to be like sending you ads. Oh, I'm loving how this is coming out already. Look, how fun. It's so simple. I love it when the colors overlap. And hopefully when it's dry, I can still erase the pencil lines, but totally forgot about it, so. So if you're here and you didn't, good for you. Sometimes they're nice to have so I can see while I'm painting, and then I forget, like, oh, I didn't really want the circle to be in there, but actually I kind of like it. I can always take my pen and go over it, which is maybe what I want to do, actually, the outer circle. And even with the inner circle, I don't have paint on there right now, but I might go back in and do some things. Ooh, if this works out, that'll be amazing. Oh, I think it might. And then I'll just have a big purple one at the bottom. How fun. And if you joined me late, this will be up on the live. This is a great activity to do as well if you have kids at home that are of age where they can write. Oh, that's covering it all up. I'm going to add some more water there. I think they would love this. From even like high school, like, and it can be a really good conversation starter too. because you can like talk about what you wrote down and what you're grateful for. And just, I mean, what a nice way to spend time with your children, especially when they get into the teenage years and they don't want anything to do with you. Some people have better luck than others. I know I didn't. I know that they were. Not all of them were like that. I'd say 2 out of 3 didn't talk much. Or were just angry. Love my kids. We officially no longer have any teenagers in the house. Our youngest turned 20, which makes me feel ancient, but it's so cool, right? All right, I'm going to put some color in the very center. What am I going to do? I'm just going to pick whatever color is speaking to me. Do blue. I always like blue. And I'm just going to do a little bit in the middle and then add some water. And I might leave that little ring white, but I'm not sure. I'm trying to not get it to expand out too much. Oh, I kind of like this. Fun little trick. If you have blue and you want to look like sky, you can take some tissue or paper towel and just blot up a little bit of it, and you can make like little clouds in the sky. A little hard when the outside's wet. Normally I'd start in the middle, but you know. So I'm going to make some little clouds in my sky. Just give it a little texture. There. Oh, I like this one so much better. All right. So we are at the end of our session. You know, I hope you had fun playing with this today. When it's done and dry, I'll see if I can erase the pencil lines or finish it up and then post my final product. And of course, you're so welcome to keep drawing or painting as long as you like. And I really thank you all that were able to join today and watch. I really appreciate it. I see several people are here. And we will not be doing our art party next Friday. I will be out of town. But on Tuesday morning, we'll be doing our yoga flow. And it's going to be actually on grounding. So it'll be a little bit slower flow than our normal. But it'll still be good for the morning and still get you up and moving and active. And so I hope you can join me then. As always, these classes are free. If you enjoyed them and would like to donate, always donations are welcome. My Venmo is at Melinda-Vankirk. PayPal and Stripe are Creative Souls Art and Yoga. And happy watching. I'm going to just flip up and say goodbye to everybody. All right. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Have an amazing day, and namaste.